Roofman, everybody. This is going to be my first video on this channel. I'm very excited about it. I hope to post at least weekly, if not twice weekly. I hope you guys find a good reason to subscribe, even if it's just to make fun of me. I really enjoy doing movie reviews. I actually took up writing reviews last summer, and I will post my first review soon. That was for Fantastic Four, I believe, or it may have been Superman. I can't remember. I've done so many at this point. But the reason I'm starting a YouTube channel is because uh, I wanted to take some time to just sit down and talk about things that I'm passionate about. I am passionate about film and just the art of it, and the casting and the film style always impresses me. I started out writing reviews on Google. They took those down for whatever reason. I'm not entirely sure, but that's fine. So I decided to move over to Letterboxd and Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb. So I'll put all those links in the description. You can go follow me there if you just want to read the reviews. I understand. Uh, but I'm also going to do a YouTube channel where I just talk about a movie, and then I might do news, things of that nature. So that's kind of the introduction. And I wanted to start with Roof Man today, the 2025 film with Channing Tatum, Kristen Dunst, Peter Dinklage, Ben Mendelsohn, to mention just a few. It is based on the real life of Jeffrey Manchester, uh, also known as the Roof Man, from the 90s 2000s era. I think this movie works on two different levels as a nostalgia film for that time period. Obviously, you gotta love it, you gotta hate it. It was a time period that I grew up in personally, where things were simpler, and I think the time setting actually works on that level, as crazy as it sounds. So, that being said, though, I had in my notes uh, that famous line from Kendrick Lamar where he says, "Love's gonna get you down, but pride's gonna be the death of you." And I think that could be almost the stamp that you put on this movie. Where whether we talk about his actual family that he was robbing for to make ends meet, we talk about his love for his daughter, which drove him to do more things that a normal person might be frowned upon on for. I think this movie just works. You end up falling in love with the character, and that's no big thing. But I think the thing that you have to just say is that you get a look at the world of Jeffrey Manchester through the eyes of this film and through the portrayal done by Channing Tatum, which I think personally he deserves an award for. I don't know if it'll go for an award. I've seen articles that say it might not. You know, the Academy is always odd when it comes to things like this, especially where it is an adapted story from like a real life thing. Sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. And who's to say like how accurate or not it is? But that being said, though, I did want to just talk about how well done the casting is. I mean, there are moments in this movie that are driven specifically by the storytelling of Channing Tatum, Kristen Dunst, and even to some extent the menace that becomes uh, the police force as they're out to get him. You end up feeling for the guy as you go through the story, and I think that's just a great thing that you need in a story. There are some ridiculous moments that you go, "How did he get away with that?" And then you realize that, I mean, again, the time period helps with all that. It's just a very laxed time period. If you made a movie like this story in nowadays times, it would be a much quicker thing because there'd be a lot less meat to it, actually. Um, but we got to talk about Channing Tatum actually went and sat uh, with Jeffrey Manchester and talked to him about his story over several weeks, preparing for the role. And I think that that's incredible, getting inside the mind of someone like that is always important to me because it's more convincing if you actually believe that person is who they say they are in the movie. It's not as convincing if you're just like, oh, he just, watched a documentary or, whatever, but he actually went and sat with the person. I think that's really cool of Channing Tatum to do. That's why I personally believe this is one of the best movies of 2025. Uh, Another thing that I think needs to be brought up is this, or is it not, a new holiday Christmas movie? It does take place over that sort of fall to Christmas time period. I kind of love it for that reason because it's set in a really warm and heartfelt time of the year. And so the ending, which I won't spoil for you, but it makes it feel all the worse um, when he does inevitably get caught. And that's why that quote I think works so well is because at the end of the day he got so prideful about his ex-military and his smarts carrying him through that it was the simplest thing of that love of someone that drove him to be actually caught. And so I think that is it's a good picture of how life actually is sometimes. So, but that's going to be the end of this review. I really enjoyed talking about movies. I'll continue to talk about it. It's one of my favorites of 2025, and I look forward to posting more. So please consider liking, subscribing, sharing this with a friend if you love it, hate it. I'm going to keep doing it no matter what. So just continue to go to the movies and support your local theaters. It's very important, and that's why I'm putting these reviews out. Roofman is available to stream. Currently, you can buy it on digital. I think it drops on physical media, which is cool here in the next couple of weeks in January, but it is available to stream right now on Paramount Plus. So consider going and watching it if you like the review and you're more curious to see if you can do a better job or if you have other thoughts. Please leave them in the comments. I love to see it. I love you guys a lot, and I just continue to do what I'm gonna do, which is movies. So, peace out.